Hey, well, it's cold right now, but apparently, hey David, thanks for joining. Where are you from? Anybody that wants to let me know where you're from, go ahead and hit me up and we'll give you a shout out. But just out walking the dog so I get my daily stream done. We do a daily stream of social media and blogging tips. Mandy, thanks for joining us. Always appreciate new people. Just say hi if you are. Carrie Vaughn's back. Hi to Blaine from the deep south and Arden Hills. Here we are, just settling in for the cold a little bit. It's going to be much worse this weekend. Someone just posted something, wind chills to -40, -50 below zero. So that's going to suck a lot. Not looking forward to that. Hey there, Gary. From Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Nice to see you too. So for those of you who are new, I do a daily live stream, and it's usually on Periscope, but we also do it on Snapchat. You can see me at chris.ashbach, spelled ASHBACH, and also on my Facebook page, but I don't think you guys are following my personal one, and I don't have live streaming on my pages yet. So you can catch me here. I have all of these on dan330.com/live. Today's tip, we are talking about last-minute strategies for hotels and resorts. I grew up in the summers up at a resort in northern Minnesota. And we had, I've got about 25 years total experience in the hospitality industry. And one of the most overlooked things are kind of those websites that people don't like to brag about, like Craigslist. It's an awesome site for actually moving things. It looks like junk. I mean, it looks like something I could have designed. But here's how the industry kind of works. This time of year, in northern Minnesota, people really start making their vacation plans. After the holidays, families get together, they talk, figure out when they can get together, they all get their vacation. When they get all that stuff worked out, then they start calling the resorts, making their trips. So this is like the beginning of the booking season for those hotels, resorts, and cabins. And I'm getting hellos from Ukraine and Russia. Hello back. Nice to see you. Glad you joined us. Then as we move in over the next 4 to 5 months, it's going to be just a trickle of reservations after all the people who need to block in a very specific time do in the next 6 weeks or so. So that leaves us with this interesting phenomenon as we get closer. It's kind of our yield management, if you will. That's what the airlines call it, on our cabins. So here's what we do. I still manage some cabins up north right now. So if anybody is ever interested in some last minute deals or specials, hit me up on #Dan330 and I will do that for you. But so here's what we do. We spend the next 4 to 5 months building email lists, and what we do is we try to get people trained to do the last minute vacations, because people who need to plan. We're not going to affect their vacations because there's just nothing, they have to do at a certain time, so they call early, make those reservations. Those people are great, but they're just not going to work with the strategy. What we want to do is be able to book people at 4 nights or more, and that's going to leave some odd blocks open that I can work with. And if I'm coming up, 10 days out on a opening, I might have a Thursday through Saturday available where you have to leave Saturday. What I can do is now I've got my email list full of people that are trained and ready and looking for those last minute vacations. But it's more than just my list, because I can go out to Craigslist and I can dump those things on there as well. In fact, if you go to Craigslist in Minneapolis, you can see a couple of my listings there. We try to make a certain number of reservations in January, and we do what we can to book those, because that sets us up for a successful booking season over the next 4 to 6 months. Now, so we have our email list that we're building. We also, if you're watching this series, I talked early on about how we do that. I just get on Twitter and tweet the #OnlyInMinnesota, say, hey, we're going to email the special, sign up here. People sign up for my email list. Now they're on my list. I get to ping them every time that I have a special. But we make sure that our email lists aren't just specials all the time. I actually just emailed out a blog post, said, hey, this is a great moment that we had from last summer, and actually got some good feedback from it. So So I'm glad that people that saw that liked it, and just keeps them interested, so they're not just getting bombarded by sales and deals from me. So now, as our last minute thing kind of comes together, I've got my email list, I've got Craigslist that we're on. I can buy ads promoting my cabins on VRBO, on Airbnb. There's any number of things. And actually, Hospitality Minnesota, which is exploreminnesota.com, they actually have some things too. So what I'll do is I want to use as many of the free things as possible first, and then I will roll out, if I'm really getting behind the curve, into some of the paid things. I've also done, besides ones I've listed, Facebook ads successfully, Twitter ads successfully. When people are out there, you give them the right things that they need to book. I can knock off $300-400 almost anytime someone asks for it on a vacation, and we can work something out. So that's a great thing. In fact, the special I've got running right now is make me an offer. I'm making 4 reservations this week, and anything that's reasonable I'll take. So keep that in mind. If you want to find out more about our cabins, we're at dan330.com, and go to my menu bar on the right, the travel section, and then if there's a drop down to Minnesota vacations, and there's 2 cabins there that you can see. One's Creekside, one's Into the Road cabin. So you can see what I'm talking about firsthand. But those are the basic strategies. It starts, the last minute vacation promoting starts now. We are, it's January. I'm going to use this list in May, June, July, August, September, and October, and even in the next year. So it's an asset that we're building. But I think, the important thing to say is, get those relationships going early. Keep them interested with good content, and then when you need to dump stuff, you can dump it, and you can give incredibly good deals last minute. That's a win-win for everybody, because I get full, they get a great vacation. Lastly, I don't think this is just for the hospitality industry. These strategies work for anything. My mom had a retail store for about a decade, and I can tell you, it was very effective having a list. We had about 8,000 people on our list, and we needed to clearance something out. And I'll tell you what, we could empty just about anything in 2 days at the right price with that list. So make sure you guys are staying up on your email list. Make sure you guys are talking about all of your stuff. And thank you so much. You can check us out at dan330.com. This entire series is at dan330.com/live. Today's tip was about setting up your email and using as many websites as possible for converting those